Alison. Thanks for joining me for your March 2016 forecast for the month. It's a beautiful Los Angeles day, and today I'll be using the Connolly Tarot deck by Peter and Eileen Connolly. This deck always reminds me of spring, and we're turning into the vernal equinox right now. We have our cardinal ingress as we march into Aries, so happy birthday to you Arians who have March birthdays. I'm shuffling the deck throughout the reading, and let's start with the astrology. On the top of the month, on the 5th of March, we have Mercury, who is transiting out of Aquarius and into the sign of Pisces. So this is the sign just before you on the astrological wheel, Aries, and this is your solar forecast and for Aries ascendant, particularly for Aries ascendant, because in astrology, the first house, the house of the self, falls on your chart where your ascendant lies. So please make sure to watch your rising sign in the videos as well as your sun sign. So Mercury, the planet of communications, is entering the sign of Pisces in the 12th house. This is a very spiritual and quiet house. It's the house of rest. And there's a lot of activity in this 12th house before your solar return on the 20th of March. So the first 3 weeks of the month, even though we have our eclipses this month, this is a time to release and a time of endings for a lot of Arians. And because Pisces is in the house of endings, it's time to let go of unnecessary items around you, tangible items, as well as emotional energies that you're holding on to. Mercury in the communication sector of dreams, Mercury, the planet of communication in a sector of dreams, could see you being guided intuitively right now. Pay attention to the dreams. There is communication for you in quiet times, times of meditation, rest, and relaxation. The same day, Mars is also transiting into Sagittarius, a very fiery transit, Mars being fire and energy, into a fire sign. Sagittarius is your 9th house of belief systems and higher education, and the 9th house of metaphysical energies and religion and law and philosophy. Traveling abroad, the stimulation, which is also Mars, stimulation, energy, exertion in the 9th house, could see you wanting to take some trips, to go the distance. Saturn is also in Sagittarius, and Saturn is bringing limitations in this sector for you. So some of you are going through a restructuring of the belief system and how you are seeing things at a distance, perhaps. In that 9th house area, maybe complications with things that you're studying. If some of you are getting certifications or going to school right now, you might feel limited or held back in how you are learning and might get feisty there with Mars and a Saturn conjunction. Saturn will be retrograding in that sector from the 25th of March all the way through August 13th. He's going to go back to the 9-degree mark of Sagittarius. So Aries, where you hold the 9-degree mark of Sagittarius in your natal chart through the 15-16-degree mark, that is your review and lesson with Saturn in this retrograde motion this year between March 25 and August 13th. You could be reviewing what you're studying, reviewing your political stance, reviewing where you stand in religion and beliefs in general. Now, on the 8th of March, we have our new moon total solar eclipse at 18 degrees of Pisces in this 12th house of rest and quiet. I don't really mind an eclipse in that area. However, you will be releasing something. What no longer serves you. Currently in this house, you'll have the sun and the moon at that stage making the total eclipse in that area, but you'll also have Mercury, who headed into that sign on the 5th, Neptune, the ruling planet of Pisces, naturally stationed there, and Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid, and soon to be Venus on the 12th will enter this area. So you have all of this planetary action in the 12th house of rest. release, letting go of bad habits, addictions, what no longer serves the Aryan is coming up because you're getting ready for a full new solar return. You're shedding some skin here, warriors. You're shedding your snake skin. So the eclipse is going to hit you in this sector of meditation, spirituality, the house of endings, the house of the undoing, getting rid of both emotional patterns, behavioral patterns, tangible items that you no longer need. Could all work for you. Again, on the 12th, Venus is entering Pisces. So there's a party in Pisces in your quiet house. And you might have a lot of active dream life right now, Aries. Pay attention to the messages that you're receiving during sleep, the 12th house of the subconscious mind. What's going on internally? What's going on a deeper level for you? Very spiritual energy. On the 20th, we have our Happy New Year for astrologers and people that follow the wheel. March 20th is the vernal equinox, the cardinal ingress. There are cardinal signs, mutable signs, and fixed signs in astrology. The cardinal signs being Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and the fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So the cardinal ingress is the changing of the seasons into the initial leader signs, the signs of action, which is Aries. Number one, you rule the head, the first sign, and you always start the astrological wheel. Everything begins in Aries. Everything begins in spring. So the sun, happy birthday, enters Aries on the 20th every year. Give or take a couple of hours or days. It depends on the wheel of that particular year. But this is our vernal equinox. This is a time of beginnings. Get rid of the old. What doesn't serve you needs to go away. And you'll feel the impetus to do that, the urge to get rid of things that aren't working for you around the end of the month. Now, Mercury quickly transits out of that sector of Pisces and enters your first house. So this is positive energy, communications, expression, learning, study, local travel, the vehicle, the siblings, the neighborhood, all things Mercury. You know, you're going through, you could be reaching out to people right around the time of your birthday, people that you haven't heard from in a while contacting you, maybe to wish you birthday wishes. But there's a lot of communication happening now for those of you looking for work. This is great time, the second half of the month, for interviewing and putting yourself out there in public speaking, studying, learning new information, learning new material. And on the 23rd, we have our full moon lunar eclipse, 3 degrees of Libra. So, another cardinal energy with Libra. And the full moon does bring a culmination and that ending, an awareness in the 7th house of relationships, Libra being your polar opposite sign. It's ruling your 7th house of partnerships or business partnerships. And I do feel like I'm going to get something regarding work and new work for you, Aries. So let's get to the cards. You could see an ending in a relationship at this time. Before I jump over a full moon lunar eclipse, you could find that you have reached an ending either in a business partnership or in a personal relationship with a significant other, a marriage. Not everyone, these are general readings, and not every single Aryan is going through the same exact experience. And the definitions in astrology can vary and apply to people in some ways and not others. So make sure you watch your rising sign. And let's see what the Tarot has to say for Aries for the month of March, your month. And if you'd like to book with me, I read all through the week. My name is Audrey Alison, if you're searching, with one L. And I'm at audreyalison.com. That's where you can find me to book. I'm also doing another radio show appearance, and I'll be publishing these early enough in February where you'll get this information. On February 25th, I have another radio show, Goddess Alive Radio, where I'll be taking callers live for 5-minute or less tarot tasters, and you can get in the queue early enough and get a reading with me online. I'm also in the process of writing a course, and I will be announcing more about that next month. But for those of you interested in the tarot, I will be becoming an instructor. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but let's just see what the cards have to say, and I'll have more information on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot, regarding my instructor courses. Let's see. Aries. King of Wands. Can't make it up. This is you. Fire sign male. Beautiful deck. These cards are deep and rich in color, similar to the buds of spring, which is why I love the Connolly deck. It's also a very Irish deck, so I can't do the accent, but since St. Patrick's Day is in March, I thought, Connolly, we're using you. We're using you for March. King of Wands, symbolizing the Aryan male. Let's see what else comes up for you. Page of Cups, Messenger, Spirit. The Messenger has some emotional messages for you. Oh, look at that. See these little cats at the feet of the King of Wands? Look at that. How sweet. They're just kind of chilling. I like that. Okay, on to the other cards. The Empress. Some of you might be creating or becoming pregnant. There's a fertility around this card. The blooming buds of spring. I want to see what else comes up. You have a few cards in the outro. The Nine of Coins. Money tree. This woman is very protected financially, very secure. Maybe even new property is coming into the mix for Aries. The Eight of Swords. Don't be limited in your view. Now this is a little irony here. Do you see how she's looking out of the window with a clear vista, a clear vision, a clear view, and the buds of spring? And then this person looking out the window, and not such a pretty sight, is it? They're confined, they're in prison, they feel trapped. Not in prison, although that's a possibility. Imprisoned. Feeling limited. Saturn. Restricted is the word I want to say. So these are the opposite of one another. And the outcome is the High Priestess. That's me. That's also your own intuition and psychic ability and your mental state of mind. Okay, I see what I'm getting. Your vision. Hold your vision in a very positive way in the month of March, Aries. Whatever you are envisioning is what will occur. If you think you can't see something, if you can't see a clear vision... Ooh, the King of Wands just flew off the table. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Look, there's a strong message for you, Aries, because this card a gust of wind just picked up this card. Some of you are moving. Some of you are moving, and you're either seeing a limited view of where you can go with your finances, or you see an expansive view. Things are blooming all around you. Maybe some of you are expanding your environment because you're having a family. Page of Cups next to the Empress is a child. Some of you, this is a spirit of a child that's coming into the picture, or a spirit of a child that you either miscarried, released, a child that hasn't been born. I don't need to spell that out. I don't want to get any... I'm not into political debates about what people do with their bodies, so no need to post anything about that. But this energy is a child, the thought of creating something. You could be fertile with just the ideas of creating your own position, your own financial position in life, a job, an entrepreneurial energy. Instinctually, you Arians know where to go. Now, just because this is a king, I do feel like it represents the men. And this could represent the females of the reading as well, the Empress. But if you are a woman and you're an Aries and you're thinking of starting your own business, obviously this is about you becoming your own authority. The King of Wands, removing the connection of it having to do with Aries, is about entrepreneurial action, taking direction and doing something very skillful and becoming your own master and creative authority. So you have some positive cards here. Some of you might be moving or might be changing positions, and these eclipses are the catalyst energy that is needed to pick people up and put them in different positions. This card flew off. That doesn't happen often in these videos. In fact, I can't remember the last time one card was removed from my reading here because of a gust of wind. And I feel like it's literal. You could be moving, picked up and put in a new position. The eclipses are hitting you in that 7th house of relationships. So maybe because of changes there, you have to make changes elsewhere. Thanks for tuning in, Aries. I'm wishing you a beautiful March. Happy birthday, and I will see you next month. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.